Okay. It hasn't been this class, but I do get it quite a bit that people are new to WebAssign, or new to WebAssign and new to Blackboard. So I'm going to go through a couple of things real quick to remind everybody, and I will put this out as a video so that folks have it. You can check the calendar for due dates, but remember, I don't have WebAssign assignments individually tied to my Blackboard. When they set up my assignments, or when they set up my WebAssign and assignments, that was not the way my assignments got set up. They got you have the link entirely to WebAssign and it's there. What I have been trying to do, however, is go to the calendar and highlight when an assignment is due from the grade book. And when that happens, you can click on the assignment and it's going to go right back into your Blackboard. It's not going to go to the WebAssign assignment. So just as a reminder to get to WebAssign, I have the WebAssign links right here. You can click into your WebAssign and you can monitor the due dates in WebAssign. Typically, all of my due dates or due times are at the end of the day, except for the warm-ups, which are due prior to class. I do try to send out reminders, but I have 6 different classes that I teach, and they are different classes. They aren't the same class, and nobody's on the same schedule. So even though I try, I am not doing the absolute best at that. But I also am trying to let you guys know ahead of time when stuff is out there, which is one of the reasons why I take time out of each class and do these announcements. So you can click to WebAssign to get there. This also gives you access to your ebook. So that works from that perspective as well. You can email me through your Ask the Instructor in WebAssign. You can use your messages, and I encourage you to do so ahead of time. Another reminder is that all of my homework assignments in WebAssign have extra credit attached to them if you do it 48 hours in advance, and that is per part. So if you go in and you start your assignment and you get part A done, you're going to get extra credit for part A. So be aware of that, because I'm still having a lot of students that are starting their homework on the last day it's due, and you're missing out on those extra credit points. Now, at the end of the semester, I typically do drop a homework assignment because things happen, life happens, and I'm aware of that. And how I handle that, rather than providing individual extensions, because that gets hairy, is that I do drop a homework assignment to account for that. So I am aware of that. I'm trying not to be terribly difficult on extensions. And if you know ahead of time that there's a big event, like for example, today I have a workshop all day, and you're dealing with something else, and you know that you're going to run into it. If you talk to me ahead of time, I am more likely to provide an extension. But when it comes to, we've had the homework open for 3 weeks and we've already moved on to the other chapter, it's not likely that I'm going to extend a homework. So be aware of that. Also, be aware that the way I take attendance in this class is the use of my weekly survey. And this week's weekly survey, if you come in here and assignments for this module, it's in here, and you have your weekly evaluation. So it's due tomorrow night, and please make sure you get it in there, because yes, I do go out and look at those. I look at what issues are there. I look at what problems need to be worked on, and all of that information. So please go out and fill those out. Final thing that I need to tell you guys about is your test is going to be next week. It's going to cover chapters 1 and 2. I will release it on Thursday. So notice I'm going to release it on Thursday. It will be due Sunday evening. So you'll have plenty of time to work on it. It is going to be a PDF. You must submit your work. It is open book, open resource, which means I am going to expect you to reference where you got the information for how you do your estimate, because you're going to get an estimate problem. So I am going to expect that. I'm going to expect you to use Google Sheets or Excel to do your graph. If you do a handwritten graph, it's likely to be counted as a sketch and you will not get full credit. And then on tests, I require the statement that it is your own work. And if the statement is not there, that's 5 points off the top. So be aware that it's going to be 5 points off the top if you don't include your statement or your statement of work. So you want to make sure that that's in there. So those are some of the kind of the things that I wanted to kind of come across, because this last week I've had several. I'm new to Blackboard and I'm not finding stuff. Click through stuff, folks. I mean, when you get a new app on your phone, you click through stuff and you do stuff on your phone, click through it. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything. And when you get to assignments, and there's an assignment in Blackboard, like I'm going to click on here, maybe, there we go. And you click into the assignment usually has, particularly if it's not a WebAssign assignment, it usually has information about the assignment in it. I think people are afraid to click on stuff in Blackboard. You're not going to break it. You're not going to hurt it. Now, sometimes there'll be a link that I may not have gotten cleaned up from a prior time, and we may have to go through messages to figure it out, but click on it and then ask me early. Ask questions early. It's kind of frustrating to wake up in the morning and find you have 10 email messages. I wrote something down wrong, and it's, things are early. And in physics, the earlier you start on the homework, the better off you are on a number of different levels. It just really does help. So again, if you have questions, use the message feature. You can go right here, and on yours, you'll have a little envelope that you can message me. You can email me. You can use your Ask Your Instructor in WebAssign. And I'm trying to go through those on an everyday basis to get there. So please help me out to help you out. Questions about what's due, where we are, when the next test is going to be. Okay. So I'm going to stop my share and stop my recording. And because of my